Hello and welcome everyone again into another video. Today's video we will talk about the Willpower Cup. Today the season is about to start. It hasn't started and the ranking on PvP is still not there, so I decided to make the rank by myself, like make a custom rank based on the current what we have, because we all know that Willpower is basically dark, psychic and fighting. The problem with this cup is that fighting is just useless because the fighters here are poison dark, which is kind of neutral to fighting, and psychic destroys fighting, and fighting is neutral to the poison darks or like the dark ghost as well. So it's literally between the psychic fairy Pokemons and the poison dark Pokemons, which is like the dual typing Pokemons. The thing is, they made a thing, they banned God of War, but that's not enough because there is literally another Pokemon with the same moveset almost as God of War and the same typing, and that Pokemon is Hatirna or Hatirna. Hatirna, yeah. It's literally God of War, but it has Power Whip and Psyshock instead of Shadow Ball Triple Axle. What the thing about this cup is, like, you literally use God of War for the charm damage. Like, the second here doesn't matter. Like, this is a 45 energy move, this is a 45 energy move, this is a 55, this is a 50. So technically Hatirna or Hatirn has like slightly better moveset, but it doesn't matter because you're not gonna get to a move. That's like the main thing. So I don't know how to add a ban on like a custom rank, but all I can tell you is that Rapidash is the best Pokemon to use as a safe swap, as a lead. Doesn't matter where you use it. Rapidash is just so freaking good. And you kind of need the legacy move Wild Charge. It just make it so spammy, because if you look at the moveset, you have Mega Horn and High Horsepower and Psychic and Play Rough. All of these moves are like 55 or above, and then you have Body Slam, which is a 35 energy, and then you have Wild Charge, which is a 45 energy move. So Body Slam, Wild Charge makes Rapidash just insanely good, especially against the Mandibuzz matchup. That matchup is just so depressing for the Mandy. The Psychic type, I would say we have a Claydol as a Mud Slapper, because like Mud Slappers are just freaking good, so good. You run Scorching Sand and Ice Beam. I don't know how much they will buff Rock Tomb though, but I would say that you would still need Ice Beam for Mandibuzz, but Rock Tomb, if Rock Tomb becomes like a good move, then I would say that Rock Tomb is actually the way to go, because it debuffs the Mandibuzz and kind of like provide you with a debuff move where like you debuff your opponent and they will start doing much less damage. Shadow Drapion is 20, rank 12, but we all know that Drapion is just gonna be everywhere. Morpeko is my favorite Pokemon to use. What the heck is this Pokemon? What is this Pokemon? I can't even pronounce it. Oh, Mega Man. Yeah, Mega Man Pokemon. Incinerate, Psyshock, Flame Charge. It's so difficult to get this Pokemon below 1500. Isn't it? Like, you have to hatch it on a low level account and trade it to your account, stuff like that. Shadow Annihilate does exist. I don't think it's that good, but it has a use, you know? Like, if you can dodge all the Fuff or the Mandibuzz, and if you can dodge the everything. Yeah, I don't know what it beat. What does it beat, though? Pangoro, Morpeko, Machop, Drapion. I'm not sure about this. It's literally, they have to shield the bait or something. I bet you. Yeah, they have to shield a Rage Fist, which is never gonna happen because they don't shield the first move. Well, what if they no shield the first? Let's see. And then... oh, you lose if they don't shield the first. Nah, you still win. You can punch down. But that's after they get to 2 charge moves. So technically, if you are the Drapion, you just no shield at all because you can still get to 2 charge moves. Cresselia is just meh. So yeah, that's probably the PvP ranking. So now let's go to my slides. You guys love the slides, so we're here to talk about some slides. So Willpower again, Fighting, Psychic, and Dark. So on this video, I'm just going to divide them into 3 different categories: Psychic, Fighting, Dark. In the Psychic type, there's like literally 3 Pokemons I care about, which is Claydol, Rapidash, and Hatirna, or whatever this Pokemon name is. Those are just the best. You could say those are the only good 3. You could say Cresselia and this thing are kind of fine. A Galarian Bro, but those are just on a different level. For the Fighting type, please don't use them. Okay, now moving into the dark, you have Shadow Sableye, which is probably number 2. That's after they buffed Foul Play. Now Foul Play is a 40 energy move. So Shadow Sableye is actually the best on PvPoke. You have Mandy, you have Drapion, and you have Quillfish and Overquill. What's the difference between Quillfish and Overquill? Quillfish has Poison Sting and Ice Beam. Overquill has Poison Sting, but also it can also use Poison Jab. So if you want to use a Poison Jab that is not a skunk, you can use Overquill. And then there is Morpeko. Any spicy Pokemons that are actually interesting to use? Well, there is Moltres. It's kind of fun to use. There is T-Tar, which destroys all the Mandibuzz and the Poison Dark. There is also Shadow Latios or Latias. I don't know which Lati is this. Lugia is just a Pokemon that loses to everything here. They need to give Lugia like a psychic type attack. Like you can't rely on Dragon Tail. It's so it's a move that gets power crept by a lot. By everything, technically. Those are like probably the only spicy Pokemons you could use. There is Alolan Raticate. Alolan Raticate was actually being used the most in the last Willpower Cup, and it became the safest Pokemon because against Rapidash, it's not a bad matchup if you have the Shadow. Against Mandibuzz, you beat it. Against the Poison Dark, like Quick Attack just does so much damage. So what are the best teams to use in this cup? So first, I think that this is actually the best team this season. The problem with this team is that you don't technically have a hard check for Mandibuzz. So you have to bait out the Mandibuzz with Overquill. So you can try to knock it out with Rapidash. I mean, Haterna is always going to give you like some rough time, but it should be manageable. You have Shadow Sableye, which does, you know, like if they swap in Claydol, if they swap in Rapidash, I think like Sableye is just gonna eat it alive. I'm not sure if can Sableye. I think you need the Shadow so you can Shadow Claw all the way down. To be honest, the Drapion matchup, you can live a move. You resist Poison Sting, and then they do resist Shadow Claw. But you kinda, you know, like it's whoever is switch first and have the energy lead. But I do think that this is the top 3 PvPoke team is still making a very solid team, which is Sableye with Haterna and Rapidash. I don't think you use Shadow Sableye here because this team relies on 2-shielding Haterna to flip switch and have the better alignment, the alignment you would prefer. I would say that Claydol is just annoying to play with this team because you have to have it on the Sableye. Even if you have it on the Sableye, Claydol has Mud Slap, and you know, like Mud Slap is just annoying, and if they have energy lead, they can just Rock Tomb you. Last time I was running this team, which is Rapidash with Claydol and Zweilous, and then I switched Zweilous to Mandibuzz later on because Zweilous became useless. The thing about Claydol, as we talked about, you don't run Ice Beam, you can run Rock Tomb if the buff is good enough, because we still don't know the numbers. Like we just expect the numbers to be what they are. And the team that was actually everywhere last time was literally this was the most common team last time that doesn't have double charm, because you could use double charm last time we had Willpower. You need a lot on Raticate, and you technically have a neutral matchup unless they have a charm. So if they don't have a charm, a lot on Raticate is just gonna win you the lead, and then Claydol, you put it on the Poison Dark because you can slap them all the way down. And you have Mandibuzz just to swap out in case you need to switch out. So that's pretty much all you need to know about Willpower Cup. It's not the most versatile cup, but also there is like kind of a niche place for skills there with like, you need to know when you should be fighting for the switch, when you shouldn't be fighting, when you should save shield, when you shouldn't be saving your shield. Because if you end up saving 2 shield and they ended up having a Charmer on your like Alolan Raticate, it's not gonna give you anything because you cannot shield the charm. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to keep it short and talk about the cup, but there isn't that many stuff to talk about in this cup. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the time you spent here watching the video. If you like the content, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.